Good morning. It's 86 in the motorhome right now at 5 o'clock in the morning. Hey everybody, it's Dave here. And I just turned the air on probably about 45 minutes ago. It was about 95 degrees when I got in here this morning. It's down to 86 now, so that's not too bad. We're getting ready to head to the hills and get out of this heat. Today's supposed to be, a pretty typical late June, early July day. It's going to be 112 today. That's the forecast. So we're getting up into the mountains today to get cool. And just getting everything loaded here. I don't normally run the air in the morning, but when it's this hot, I have to do that because our the poor refrigerator I don't want it to work any harder than it needs to. But I'm just making sure everything's getting loaded here. Head to the hills. Yes, yes. Hey everybody, it's Dave, and welcome back to Holiday for Two, and joining us on our summer heat escape to northern Arizona here along the Rim Country. I'm not sure exactly what you call this area. This is Forest Road 300, just south of Forest Lakes, and we've been down in this area a couple times in the past and done a couple videos before of different areas we've been in, but I'll put a link up here so you can see a little more information on how to find this area. But it's a beautiful area to come to. A lot of camping back in here. I'll show you as we camp here a couple days and do some more videos and show you some different areas. We're actually looking for some friends of ours that are just a few minutes ahead of us. And there's a place that we camped at, probably half a mile down this road here that we're driving. That's a huge dispersed camp area. But when we got there, we were surprised to find a Forest Service fire base station, and the whole area right here was taken up by the Forest Service. They were using this as a base camp for their fire crews. So we'll tell you more about it. Stay tuned here and hang on as I show you. There's our friends up ahead, and we were kind of surprised to see them just parked right there, but you'll find out why. Straight ahead. Oh, yep, that's them. Well, I think we got a spot. And then look, rain. It looks like a rainstorm might be coming. Oh, great. Oh, isn't that wonderful? We just got settled in here. We're on the 300 is what this Rim Road 300, and there's really no name for this area. There's just lots of dispersed camping in this area. It's gonna be fun. I got more people coming, so we're gonna try and see if we can get some spots where we can kind of wiggle everybody in somewhere. This is our friend Steve and his trailer. Deb and Steve there, and then his son and a friend of ours is over here in her car. There, she's getting settled in right there. I even brought my pap cooler in case it gets hot. Okay, that's chicken. That's pretty chicken, huh? But it takes water, and it only takes about 30 or 40 watts to run that thing, and it's really cool when the weather's like this and it's dry. I don't know, if it rains I might not even need it, so we'll see. It's probably about 85 right now. It warmed up a little bit. Hey, Petch. What you think, huh? Got flies, huh? Got Sam. I got my eye on the sky. I think the clouds are going that way. That doesn't always mean anything either. Definitely use some rain out here though. Look at these two. You think they're tired, huh? You guys. Let sleeping dogs lie. Right? Listen to the wind.
I was thinking about going over there and getting my pepperoni cheese snackies. I did buy the big bag of sour cream and onion chips because that's one of my favorite salty snacks for camping. Whatever the chips were on the one trip we took, and you open one, I'm like, it was like that's so good. Right, sriracha something or
They're so gross or whatever.
kind of
Gonna take a little ride up the 300 here and show you around our neighborhood. And some more guests come in last night. They got in a little bit late. So I'm gonna take a little ride up the 300s and see what's going on, because they got a road closed sign, so I want to find out what's going on. Show you around here. Might get some rain today. Look at the clouds. And that is Patches you hear barking in the distance there in the background. He just got our little ride. He loves to go on the quad, and when he doesn't get to go on a ride, he gets a little bit upset. Been out of shape, you'd say. Poor little guy. I wanted to come up here and see what was going on. And it's funny because this was actually a little bit later in our trip. There was a road sign up here, and I wanted to see if it was still up here because it blocked off the road, so it was kind of unusual to find a road sign blocking off the 300 up here. But look at all the, well, probably more on the left there than the right. There's a lot of dispersed camping along this road. It's a little bit washboardy, so you may have to put up with some areas where it gets a little bit of a washboarded road, but not too bad. We've done some worse roads than this. And in just a second, I'm going to go past, right off to the left there is a campground we did a video on in the past called Black Canyon Lake Campground, I believe is what it's called. And it's a nice little campground. It's a little harder to get to because you are back here on the 300. I'm going to say probably about 3 miles south of the 260. So if you don't mind putting up with a few miles of washboarded road, you can get back here. Nice little campground. I want to say it's probably like $12, $15 a night. Less if you have the America the Beautiful Pass. Always keep that with you if you have one. If you don't have one, check them out. The America the Beautiful Forest, they used to call them the Golden Eagle Pass, but they've changed that years back. It's the America the Beautiful Pass, and it gets you access to national parks and entrance fees, as well as 50% off campgrounds. So it's really worth it to get into it and get yourself one. But right down here is a little trail that we did before also called the Hangman's Trail right here. And I'll put a link up here so you can check it out if you want to see the hike that goes down. It's about 1.5 mile hike, and there's a nice parking area right here. Tammy and I did this a couple of years ago. This is the Hangman Trail. It goes back about, 1/4 mile, 1/2 mile down this hill here. And then down there is a gravesite with 3 people who were, well, what's the old West expression? Lynched, I guess you might say, or hung without a trial for something that people later said they never did. That's the old West for you. I'll put a link in here so you can check it out. We took the hike down there, and there's a gravesite down there. 2 of them, one of them had property back here, and the other 2 were friends. And anyway, it had something to do with a cattle dispute. But that's the way things were back in the 1880s or 1890s or whatever it was. That's what this is, the Hangman Trail. You come in here, and it's real, a lot of room here so you can park. It's like a trailhead right here, and then right next to you is the Black Canyon Campground. So I'm going to take you up the 300, back up the way to the 260 where all the fire crews were at, and I'll show you that. If they're still there, we'll see, because maybe they've cleared out of there by now. Although I did see a few big trucks going down this road earlier this morning. Here we go. So I decided to go back up to the entrance where we came in the first day that we came here. This is actually the second day. So I wanted to go up the next morning and see what was going on with the fire base and see if they were going to be there for long and how long they were going to see. At first we just thought they were doing maneuvers. It wasn't until I went up the next morning and asked everybody and talked to them what's going on that I got the information that there was a fire. And this is so I'm heading back to the entrance up on a little south of the 260. I'm going to do a video later on that's the 196 trail right off to the left there. Nice area back there too for dispersed camping. I'll show you that later in another video. But as I'm going up north here on the 300, I want you to look off to the left and the right. You see all that area back there? This is the middle of the week. Now, under a normal circumstances, this would probably be filled up on the weekends. But I think because it's the middle of the week, it's the best time to come out and get some campsites. Especially off to the left there. There's a few off to the right. There's a few off to the left here as well, but there's a lot more off to the right, as you can see as I'm driving up there. Some nice big areas. You can find places back in there, and their trails go back a little ways so you can get back into the trees and get yourself an area where there's shade if you want it, or sun. In my case, I want a little of both. I want some shade and sun. And as we discovered later in our trip, that some of these areas have more shade than sun. But as I came into the clearing area up here where we normally would camp right in this area, I found the fire crews were still there. And boy, what a setup they had. I mean, they had huge showers set up for them with semi-truck trailers and huts set up for, I'm going to assume that they had areas where they could feed them after they did their shifts. And their shifts would run from 7 in the morning till 7 in the evening. And I did find somebody who shared some information here, so I'll let you listen. Is there a fire or anything we should be worried about?
Right down there.
How far?
I don't know. I haven't been down there.
Oh, is that the one that is like low coming up to Estingo or what?
I don't know.
How close is it?
It's been a mile or two.
Really? How big?
Well, I've got the...
Okay.
Yeah.
We're just down the 300 here camping. So
Yeah.
I saw this. I thought, well, maybe I better ask if we would be concerned.
We want to restrict,
If you wanted somebody out, you'd let us know, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
They need to put a sign down there that says fire vehicles only.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Let everybody down at the camp know.
Okay. And I'm going to turn around here so you can kind of get a view of the whole layout. I mean, they had semi-truck trailers with showers and restroom facilities, big tents set up for like feeding areas. Oh my goodness. I can only imagine the logistics of throwing us all together. So they probably had hundreds of firefighters. Some were staying in tents. Some probably brought their own campers and stuff. Quite a setup. It was really impressive. And they were on top of it. They were up every morning getting out there. Well, I think I got that on the camera. I went down there to ask some questions and found out that, yes, there is indeed a fire down the 300 there. But the sign wasn't there when I went down a little bit ago. So he said it's supposed to be closed. But there is a fire over there a couple miles away. So I'm going to let friends in camp know what's going on. Right now, there's no evacuations, but it's always a good idea to let people know just in case. And a little tip that we've gotten from other rangers: if you come in a place like this and you're camping, it's a good idea to always kind of be aware of the fire danger. So if you pull in a camp, it's a good idea to back in, or at least have yourself configured so that it would be easy for you to get out and get onto the main road, like the 300 right here. So if you're back in a place like this, you don't want to get yourself in a situation where it's going to take you a lot of time to get out and get to the main road. Like if you're pulling a trailer or a car behind you and you got to evacuate, just be ready to evacuate within a moment's notice and be able to throw everything together and get the heck out of there. Be wise and be cautious. Not to be afraid and be fearful, but just be smart about it. So I'm going to go back and let the camp know what's going on. They're fighting a fire down there. We're packing it up for the evening here. Finished dinner, putting everything away. And just gonna have a little fire here. We got a little fire pit set up. Got a little fire pit right here. we're kind of watching everything because the weather forecast says tomorrow through Sunday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we have red flag warnings up here. So we're keeping our eyes on everything. It's going to probably get windy tomorrow, no doubt. But it is cooler. That's the nice thing. There's Sam. You okay, Sam? Somebody made a bed. Look at this. I think I'm going to try it out unless somebody's in there. Nope, nobody's in it. These are all the little trucks there. They have all these trucks going up and down the road there from the Forest Service today and yesterday afternoon. The fire that they're working on is called the Flat Fire, and from where we're at right here, it's probably about 15-20 miles southeast of our location. But I talked to the guys at the base camp, and they seem to have everything pretty well under control. And they said if anything changes, they'll let everybody know. But he said at this point, nothing to worry about. He said it's about a 150-acre fire, so they've been and plus they had some lightning strikes in the last couple of days, so they've been working on putting those down too. So it's just trying to keep everything well tapped down, because with the red flag warnings, they want to be on top of things. So that's good to know. Good to know. Hey, I hope you enjoyed this. Safe travels wherever you're going. Stay tuned for more as I put these videos together of our trip, this escape the heat trip, as I call it. Get out of the heat of the Phoenix area. If you like this video, please hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe and ring the little bell on the side so you'll be notified when I put out more of these videos in the future. Have a great day. Thanks for watching.